Today, I wanted to talk about how being unattractive is actually working for you. I guess in my case, working for me. Lately, I've been consuming a lot of MGTOW content from YouTubers, Coach Greg Adams, Gregory Luna from the Red Pill Men's Health, and Sandman, who's been making content for a really long time. And I don't watch them so much on YouTube. I listen more to their podcasts, Speaking to the Power of Podcasts. It's, for me personally, above even YouTube. You can listen to podcasts where you go out and do stuff. YouTube, you gotta kind of sit and watch. So how is being unattractive working for me? And could possibly work for you, especially if you're a man. Because I'm not the traditional attractive person, and spoiler alert, most men on this planet are not. And what I mean by that is I don't have maybe the three sixes, and I'm not talking about Beelzebub. I'm talking about 6 foot tall, six pack abs, and earning six figures. The exception to that is a man who earns 6 or 7 figures. He does not have to be that attractive, but he has money and he has resources. I'm not any of these things, and I'm okay with that. For the longest time, I wasn't. And this revelation is kind of coming to me more as I was consuming more MGTOW content. And I have had girlfriends in the past and things like that. I'm 45 years old. I'm debt free. I'm not having to pay child support. I'm not having to go through any kind of a divorce. Not having to deal with kids. Kids are not bad. Kids are fine, but they are definitely a financial drain. And I have my peace, quiet, and freedom. Now, in an ideal world, what would I want to attract? Who would I want to date? And when I started to really kind of think about this, I think I would like to date somebody that's very similar to me, that is slim or fit, that doesn't have to earn six figures, but definitely has little to no debt. And I think the big one for me also is similar interests, because we can kind of just enjoy a lot of life together. What I'm seeing is that what I'm shooting for, or who I'm aiming for in terms of who I'm attracted to, that group of women is aiming for something higher than me. And I'm okay with that. Totally am fine with that because, they want security. They want to be with somebody that's attractive. And by all means. So the women that I tend to attract are like single mothers who are overweight, have a bunch of debt, and have a bunch of kids. And I am totally not for that. No disrespect to single mothers. I was raised in a single mother house. But in terms of what I would want, who I would want to spend my time with, like I said, it would be somebody that's kind of more like myself. So what I mean to say to men, and I'm gonna also say the women's angle in this as well, is that guys, don't feel bad that you may not be the most traditionally attractive person. And what I mean by traditionally attractive is what TV or magazines or social media tells us is attractive. And like I said, it doesn't always have to be 6 foot, six pack abs, but like somebody like a Brad Pitt or somebody like an Idris Elba. What I'm trying to say is that it's okay to not go ahead and be this traditionally attractive person, because you could have more of your time and more of your resources for yourself. It's hard to date now. It's hard to go ahead and meet women now because I think because of social media and the dating apps, in the sense like women have a lot more options now. And also I think that monogamy is a fantasy nowadays, because I think a lot of people with divorce going up, and there's been recent articles where it says the divorce has been decreasing since the pandemic, but also on the flip side, a lot less people are getting married. So it kind of evens it out, I guess. But traditionally, and I'm not blaming TV or movies for this, it's my own fault. When I was younger, I would watch TV shows. I would watch rom-coms, romance movies, and I thought that this is the ideal to how relationships should be. And I was that guy forever, even till recently, where I would be like the guy who would like do all these things and take a woman out and the flowers and this and that. And like I said, it's my own fault. These things are fantasy, but you I spent so much time watching the rom-coms and the TV shows and the sitcoms, and oh man, like those high school romances, and this magical romance in the city and this and that. Like that's the way it should be, and that's the way I should shoot for it, because it makes me feel so good watching this. And the reality is that is not the case. Like I said, monogamy is a joke nowadays. It's uh, let me be with you until I kind of get bored, or until you bore me, or until you kind of don't serve me anymore, and let me move on. And that's okay. I'm not even criticizing. I'm not even saying that we should go back to the way it was or go back to the 50s and 60s, but let's just say that it is what it is. In my own life, all of my siblings, including my parents, have either been divorced or separated at one point, and I've just kind of gotten this continuous reinforcement. Wow, monogamy is, like, once again, it ain't realistic, in today's day and age. And this is related, unrelated. For women that are not like traditionally attractive, which once again I think is the majority of the world's population, right? Personally, a woman who is not, like I said, traditionally attractive according to social media, magazines, TV, I find attractive if they're very good at a skill. Case in point, I've just finished watching like 3 seasons, right? All the seasons, not every episode, but all the seasons of The Handmaid's Tale. And it got me thinking, Elizabeth Moss, not traditionally an attractive woman, but I find that her acting skill is very attractive. I definitely find that. She's passionate. This woman cries at a drop of a dime, it seems. But I really feel that, like, when I hear her in her interviews, and of course in an interview it's very, kind of, it could be very staged, but I think that there's a sincerity there with her. Her gift, this acting ability, I think makes her attractive. And I think that women who are very good at, like, their God-given gifts makes them attractive, because I think the same goes for men too. Like, people shine through when they really embrace that gift and they have success with that. Or not, maybe not even have success, but they're so in the pocket of that gift, and I think that finds them attractive. And personally, I like to dance socially, and I think in the past women have been attracted to me because of my dancing. Like, that was my entry point. And sometimes, maybe in the back of my mind, that still is an entry point to meeting women. But I used to push back when I used to hang out with friends, and they kind of would just dance just to get girls. Like, I actually do like to dance too. I really do, and it's something I spend a lot of time every week doing. It's fun, fun creative outlet. I think in my older years, I'm definitely not attracting women through my dancing. Not like I did when I was younger, but it's something I still do, and I would do anywhere and everywhere outside and everything. I did want to make that caveat for people as well that are not the most attractive. Like, if you're very good at a skill, I think that that's very attractive. And I think it's been proven time and time again, like the starving artist who attracts people because he's so good at a particular skill. But I'm not trying to be no starving artist, because I'm trying to have a little bit of money when I actually retire later. Folks, to say once again that for men, I think you're being unattractive. Like I said, I think that I'm not the most attractive person, and I used to fight with that for years, and I wanted to live that rom-com romance, TV sitcom romance that I would watch. Like I said, that's my fault, completely my fault, because that's a total fantasy, right? Now looking at it with 2021 eyes, and I'm grateful for this MGTOW content. I think some people say that it could be misogynistic and it could be hate talk, which I don't think that that's the case. I think it's very empowering for men. And I also think it gives men a wake-up call, like, their own behaviors, and, like, what is it that you're doing that you're not maximizing your best self. Wanted to go ahead and shout out the MGTOW creators. Wanted to go ahead and shout out 80% of the world that is unattractive, because it's working for you. If it's avoiding you headache, if it's avoiding you stress, if it's allowing you to keep your money, that's fantastic. And it also, if it's motivating you to go ahead and bolster your God-given gifts and say, the world is not going to pay attention to me because I'm not the most attractive, but I'm going to just show the world that I can do something that I love to do, and let that energy shine, and you be your best self in that lane. And I think, once again, for me personally, and I'm not alone, I'm pretty sure I'm not alone in saying that, I think that personally is also very attractive. Want to hear your thoughts and comments? Please do so below. And thank you so much for watching. Find all my content at improveandhavefun.com.